Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Bullpen Banter Podcast. Today we're going to be going over the contenders and pretenders at the All-Star break. We're going to be giving out our midseason awards, and then we're going to predict some stats for players currently leading the league at this point in the season. This episode was filmed, before the few games started, so records may be a little bit different, but for the most part about the same. And Scott, you want to get us going on the American League?
Yeah, man. So for the American League, I'll go ahead and give you guys the standings, or at least the leaders in the standings. So for the East, we got the Detroit Tigers leading the Central at 59 and 38. The Houston Astros leading the West at 56 and 40. And the Toronto Blue Jays leading the East at 55 and 41. What a pleasant surprise. And I'll go ahead and give you guys the top 5 teams in the AL wildcard race right now. We got the Yankees at 53 and 43. Fuck them. We got the Red Sox at 53 and 45. Fuck them as well. We got the Seattle Mariners at 51 and 45. And then just below the cutoff is the Tampa Bay Rays at 50 and 47, a game and a half out. And then the last team we'll talk about is the Texas Rangers. They are not even a 50-game winner yet, 48 and 49, 3.5 games out. So, man, talk about a loaded East for sure. Do you want to talk about what you're seeing out of here?
Yeah, man. The first thing that stands out right off the jump, bro, the Toronto Blue Jays. What a crazy surprise. I think we both projected them to finish like last or second to last in the American League East before the season started. They have been a crazy surprise. They've turned it around. And the American League East was looking a little dim at the beginning of the year, but boy, have the teams started to pick it up, other than one, the Yankees, who have struggled the past 2 months immensely, going from the best record in the American League to not even leading at the All-Star break in their own division. The Red Sox are absolutely surging, winners of 10 straight to go into the All-Star break. And the Mariners, a great surprise out of them as well. I wouldn't say surprise, but it's good to see them holding up to where we thought they would be expectation-wise. The Tigers doing their thing. Tarek Skubal looking like a Cy Young favorite again. Garrett Crochet hot on his trail though. He's pitching his butt off for the Red Sox. But overall, man, this is going to be an exciting race to the finish in the American League. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, exciting race indeed. I got to give some love to my Toronto Blue Jays. Like you said, we did project them finishing last, even second to last. We thought the team with the minor league home stadium was going to be better than them, which they're damn near close to, The Rays are playing really well. But the Blue Jays, dude, it's crazy because it hasn't even been our offseason signings that have produced for us. Max Scherzer been dog shit. I think Anthony Santander's hitting like a 100 clip or something crazy like that. And then, Jimenez, I honestly haven't kept up with Andres Jimenez, but I can tell you Addison Barger, Ernie Clement, Kirky, and Mr. George Springer, the vet, have all been on absolute tears lately this season, especially to end going into the All-Star break, excuse me. Yeah. And then Vladdy's doing what he does. He hasn't had the home run power that we've seen as of the previous seasons, but man, he's still getting on base. Bo Bichette is just behind him. He's still I want to say he's like in the top 6 for hits in the American leagues. Mm-hmm. He's doing what he's done in the previous seasons too, and our pitching staff is still good. They're older, but they're still solid for sure. And then, I gotta say Alek Manoah will be seeing the field at some point this season, and all I can say is I really hope he does decent. He doesn't have to be great. He doesn't have to be Cy Young or nothing crazy like that. I just need him to be decent. He can be R5, and I'll be happy with that. Anyways, I will quit sucking off my Blue Jays. Yeah, man. So I think what's really surprising to me is how poor the Orioles have performed this season. We've actually talked about it off camera. We talked about how I don't know if it was the previous 2 seasons or maybe it was just the last season and a half. They were just on an absolute crazy tear with all their young birds going crazy. But before that, they were winning 70 games, 65 games a year. They were dog shit, but they were developing talent. And now it seems like they're kind of back at where they're at. But it's because they don't have any arms. They got Charlie Morton out there throwing for him. I love Uncle Charlie, bro, but he's 39. What are we doing?
And Trevor Rogers is seeing serious innings for them, which isn't a problem. But when he's kind of headlining rotation at this point where, he's had 2-3 bad years in a row, I mean, that's a big problem. They got to do something They got to sign some arms. The Orioles, as bad as they've been, actually finished the last month before the All-Star break pretty solid to get them back to only 9 under. They're only 7.5 out of a wild card spot, believe it or not. The whole American League, other than the A's and the White Sox, technically still really have a chance at sneaking into a last wild card spot, but they are going to have to do a full turnaround and play like they played in the first half of last season to have a chance at making that. I want to say one of my biggest surprises from this year, and yes, they have a losing record, but they are by no means out of a playoff race right now. The Los Angeles Angels. They are putting up a very consistent and sneaky decent season. Everyone is just playing good. Nobody's playing great, but they're all playing decently well and playing a little bit above expectations. Joe Adele's having a breakout year finally, it seems like. I mean, he's got like 20 bombs. They've been a really pleasant surprise for me, and I would love to see them squeak into a last wild card spot, honestly. I think that'd be fantastic for baseball, to see Mike Trout get back into the playoffs somehow. But other than that, there's not too many great surprises out there. Cleveland's playing below expectations. Minnesota's playing right about where I think we thought they was. I was hoping to see the Royals maybe do a little bit better with how good their pitching staff is. And Bobby Witt is just still tearing it up. I still think that they have potential to maybe squeeze in there, but I think it's going to be a dogfight for that last wild card spot come the end of the season. Hopefully the Mariners don't have another breakdown like they do every single year in the second half and lose on that last spot. I would love to see the Astros maybe do terrible in the second half so they don't make it, but they're looking like a juggernaut right now, to be completely honest with you. Their pitching staff is just always so good. Hunter Brown is absolutely killing it. Framber's looking good. And then the Detroit Tigers, man, they're just doing their thing. They're going to run away with that division.
I agree. Yeah, man. That's like we said at the beginning of the year for the Houston Astros. They're just a pitching factory. They have always at least 4 guys that are going to go out and give them the greatest innings possible, and then they're going to have 3 to 4 more dudes just in their back pocket ready to go give them a Cy Young contender season. So just not surprising out of the Houston Astros. It is surprising that fucking your ding dong ain't done ding dong shit for them. I think he's been injured though, so I won't talk too crazy about him.
Yeah. And then to go into the National League, man, so we'll go do the same thing here. Our division leaders at the break, we have the Dodgers. They're a 58-39 club, slightly below expectations, but still nonetheless a first place team. Actually, the best record in the NL, which is crazy that they're playing below expectations and they're still first place. Then you got the Cubs at 57-39, very pleasant surprise out of them. And then you have the Phillies leading the East at 55-41. The Brewers 56-40, man, putting together a hell of a season. The Brewers are always just a sneaky good team every year, but this was the year I really felt like they were going to let us down, and they have it, man. Yelich is putting that team on his back yet again. It's nice to see. The New York Mets, Juan Soto finally got it going after that terrible start to the season. He's looking like Juan Soto again. 55-42 record for them. The Padres 52-44. They're looking really good. San Francisco Giants right there, right on the cusp of surpassing the Padres at 52-45. You have the Cardinals at 51-46. I did not expect to see them with a winning record at the All-Star break, and the Reds at 50-47 right there with them. I mean, it is going to be a dogfight for that last wild card spot in the National League, and even some division races are going to come down to the end. The Phillies and Mets are going to have a really close race, and I still think the Brewers are looking really good. I think they have a chance to overtake the Cubs in that division as well. But man, the Cardinals, Reds, Brewers, and Cubs all being playoff caliber teams, that's super good for baseball.
Oh, 100%. And let me just piggyback off of that, man. This is why I love baseball personally, because I want to say in our preseason predictions, we had, the Braves, we had, all the teams we thought were going to be there. I think you might have said the Phillies might not even make the postseason or something crazy, or maybe it was the Mets or something, and it's just like the seasons always get flipped over on their head and you never know what to expect. It's always so fun. But
it is.
I gotta say, man, I got to apologize to the Cubs because I think I said that they were going to be hot dog shit. I think I said that their signings weren't going to pan out for them, and here I am eating shit because Kyle Tucker, so good, dude. He needs 600, 700 mil in his pocket today. Yeah, dude, so good, so good. It makes me so happy. I be seeing so many people saying, oh, his regression's going to hit like a fucking truck, and guess what? He's 23 years old. It might be a long time until he regresses, So I'm excited for the future of Cubs baseball, especially if they sign Kyle Tucker, Seiya Suzuki. big old dog. I don't know if he still is, but going into the All-Star break, he was leading the league in RBIs. Cause he a dog, dude. And they're I'm blanking on their pitching staff at the moment. So I won't say anything at the moment because out of fear to look dumb. But yeah, dude. I'm sorry, Chicago Cubs, because I was speaking silly.
I
Giants,
was.
y'all doing? Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I was speaking crazy on the Cubs before the season started too, and I think we both said that they were going to be sellers by this point. Like in our preseason, I was like, they're going to be sellers. They're going to be looking to replace people. They're going to be doing Cubs things. I remember they signed a terrible like relief pitcher, and we're like, yeah, what a Cubs move. And now look at them, bro. They are 57 and 39. They have one of the most prolific offenses in the game right now. And PCA, bro, is just so fun to watch, dude. Just a ball hawk out there in the outfield.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's gonna, if he has a 50-50 season, I think I'd learn how to do a backflip. But talk about pleasant surprises. Look at the Miami Marlins. They are sitting at 44 and 51. They have gone on an absolute tear. I think they had won like 10 out of their last like 15 going into the All-Star break. Like, I couldn't tell you any of the players on their team except for like Jesus Sanchez, Xavier Edwards, and Cal Quintrell, and that's it. But they were winning games out here. You know, they're keeping the games close. I think they were having a bunch of one-run games. But yeah, super exciting baseball. I will say the Braves have been just absolutely god-awful. This is not what we expected. This is not what we wanted. But
I did not expect this out of the Braves at all, man. They have too much talent to be a 42-win team at the All-Star break, man.
yeah, man, I remember people were saying, oh, the Braves do so good when Acuna doesn't play and they can keep up until he gets back. And then they didn't keep up until he got back. And Acuna's been on a fucking tear and they're still not winning games. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's disappointing.
It is disappointing. If there's one team out of all these guys to put it together though and maybe go on a run, it's probably them. But it's going to be really hard to do when you have teams like, even like you said, the Marlins are playing good baseball. Are they going to finish with a winning record? No, but they're going to play you close games competitive, and the Braves have been losing a lot of those close games. So you have to have those games fall your way to have a chance at making it into the playoffs at this point. I mean, they're 10 games back. It's not like they're, 3-4 back like some of those AL teams. I mean, the wild card race in the NL is not nearly as close other than those three teams looking in like the Giants, Cardinals, and Reds. Even the D-backs are 6 back at this point, and they have a great staff, but losing Corbin Burns is absolutely tough for them. He was pitching super good before he got hurt. I think he actually had his season high strikeout game. He had 11 right before he got hurt, and man, that's a tough loss. But other than that, I mean, I think we're going to have some exciting finishes in both the AL and the NL, especially in the wild card races. I think there's a couple teams who could run away with the divisions, like the Tigers, maybe the Astros as well. And the Dodgers probably will end up making a push. They're already about 6 up. So other than that, though, man, not too many crazy surprises, but baseball's just fun in general. It's nice seeing some of these teams that we just had no idea that they would do what they're doing those things. So we'll get into our mid-season awards next here, and we got a couple people that we'll put up on the screen. And the first one up here is our American League Rookie of the Year race. And right now, you could say there's 4 people who have a legit chance to win this award, but I think it's really a 3-man race at the end of the day. We have Nick Kurtz, we have Jacob Wilson, and we have Cam Smith. Cam Smith is actually the betting odds favorite to win the American League Rookie of the Year, and I think that's blasphemous if I'm being completely real with you. Jacob Wilson absolutely is going to win the Rookie of the Year when it comes to the end of the season, in my opinion. But him and Cam Smith, man, putting up similar wars, 2.2 for Cam Smith, 2.3 for Jacob Wilson at the break. Jacob Wilson has more home runs, though. The batting average is 50 points higher. Stolen about the same amount of bases. The problem with Jacob Wilson is the kid just doesn't want to walk. He just loves swinging, man. He loves getting on base, hitting singles. He's like the better version of Luis Arias, but OPS plus of 132 still. And who do you got in that race?
God, personally, I'm all over Jacob Wilson. I love his card in the show. I love picking him on underdog. I love everything about Jacob Wilson, but I have a conspiracy theory. I believe they like you said the other night, who's they? They will not let a athletic baseball player or athletics baseball player win an award because that would give them too much good publicity about playing kind of all over the fucking place. Not having a real home stadium, except out in that. It's not even the Coliseum. I don't know what the fuck it is. Minor League Baseball stadium, Soderstrom Park, or I don't know, Tyler Soderstrom. But yeah, man. Jacob Wilson all day is who I like. But let me give some love to Nick, Kurtz. That man is a clutch king. I was seeing right before leading into the All-Star break, I was seeing him hate tater after tater, and I was like, dude, this is like what he came to do. We were seeing clips of that in the minor leagues, and so it's just so nice to see that transition into the majors. But yeah, to wrap up my bullshit, Jacob Wilson should be the winner of the AL for sure.
Do you think he should be the winner, but do you think he will be the winner?
Unless Cam Smith like breaks his hand, which I don't hope happens. I think it's gonna be him.
Really? Okay. Another like outer chance of it that could happen if the Red Sox get hot enough. Roman Anthony could win that award. And I hate to say that because I hate them. I hate him specifically. But yeah, if they get hot enough and they do make a run at like the division, I could see Roman Anthony being up there with the chance to do it. You're kind of head on with they don't want to give it to an A's player, but boy, Jacob Wilson deserves that. Next, we'll get into the National League Rookie of the Year race, and I think this is a runaway chance for Mizorowski to win it if he can just continue at what he's doing. He doesn't even have to do anything too crazy because of how crazy he started. He's only made like 5 or 6 starts, and he has just been electric. Took a no-hitter into like the 6th his first game, took like a perfect game into the 7th his next. Like just an insane start to your career. But you do have a guy, Drake Baldwin and Agustin Ramirez, who do have good chances. Chase Burns could if he got really, really hot, but I don't see that happening. I don't see any pitcher overtaking Mizorowski. We'll go over Drake Baldwin and Jacob Mizorowski. Like I said, Mizorowski has 5 starts. He's 4-1, which is kind of crazy. He's gotten a decision in every single game. 2.81 ERA, 33 Ks in 25 innings. Dude, that slider is just maybe the craziest pitch I've ever seen. 92 to 95 mile an hour slider. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. And, I don't want to be a hater, but I'm going to be a hater. Drake Baldwin's putting up great stats on a shitty team. So if this was basketball, we wouldn't pay any attention to it. Jacob Mizorowski, though, dog. People were bitching about him being selected in the All-Star game or to be in the All-Star game over some other guys, which is valid. He's a younger dude, but it's also like, do we see this out of rookies very often? I don't think so. Yeah. So that's kind of my stance on it. I also think Jacob Mizorowski next season will lead the league in Ks. Probably ERA. Shit, he might win a triple crown by the time it's all said and done.
I don't know, man. But, not with a guy like named Paul Skeens in the same league as him.
Paul Skeens, yeah, they're lucky. Their lucky wins aren't a deciding factor in that shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Decision king.
No kidding.
Or a no decision king. But yeah, man, my vote is for the favorite, Jacob Mizorowski all day. I love watching him pitch.
He's so fun to watch. I will give Baldwin his love. He's put up a 2 WAR at the break, 11 bombs, 280 average, 351 OBP with a 131 OPS plus, 830 OPS. I mean, he's playing really, really well. And he's doing it as a catcher, which is the craziest part about it, which is why he has a real chance at this. Doing that in another position, I mean, it's great too, but as a catcher, that's fantastic. But dude, Mizorowski's just electric. So we'll get into our Cy Young Award, and to be honest with you, I think this is where it's going to be the closest come season's end for both divisions, or both leagues. This is going to be a crazy run. The American League specifically, I legitimately think there's 4 or 5 dudes who could win it in the American League. Obviously, Tarek Skubal is the favorite, but people got to put some respect on Garrett Crochet, and people got to put some respect on Jacob deGrom, bro. The comeback is real. He is pitching out of his absolute mind. So I'll go over the WARs, some strikeout numbers, ERAs with the 3 of these guys. Max Fried had a real outside chance at it, but he's returned to human form a bit here recently. I'm still putting up crazy numbers, though. But Tarek Skubal, man, He's 10-3, which is insane at the All-Star break, with a 2.23 ERA, 121 innings pitched with 153 Ks, and a 4.6 WAR at the All-Star break. Dude's on pace for 10 WAR as a pitcher. It's crazy. Eric Crochet, though, man, 10-4, so one more loss, but same amount of wins. 2.23 ERA, the exact same ERA, 29 innings, so he has 8 more innings, but 160 strikeouts, so 7 more strikeouts. I don't understand why people are saying this isn't a close race when those numbers are the way they are. I mean, those are nearly identical numbers, and Crochet has nearly single-handedly led that pitching staff to what they have become in this past month or so. And then I'm going to give Jacob deGrom his flowers as well. 9 wins, 2.3 ERA, so just slightly higher, and he's still putting up strikeouts, 113 and 112 innings pitched, so he's getting one every inning. I don't think DeGrom's out of the race if he can put together a crazy second half and lower his ERA, but I don't think strikeout-wise, obviously he can catch Crochet or Skubal. Man, if you get DeGrom to a sub-2 in the American League, I mean, that is crazy.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I was watching a bunch of little all-star clips and content and shit, during the break, and I saw there was this segment where someone was asking a bunch of players who's the hardest to hit in the league, and so many players are saying it's DeGrom still. It's still DeGrom, That boy's what? He's like 35 now, isn't he? He is
37.
37. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
He got that grown man dad strength. He pitching.
Yeah.
But dude, I love Jacob deGrom. I just wish the Rangers would, step up a little more for him, which they have gotten hot as of late going into the break. I don't know how they've done the past 2 or 3 games that they played since, but going into the break, they were starting to heat up just a bit, but they were kind of abysmal. I know that they had sent Josh Young, I think. One of the young brothers. They sent him down to AAA, which I thought was kind of wild. But that's baseball, baby. But
baseball.
to go into some positivity, man. I love Tarek Skubal, and I love that he's finally getting some national recognition. I see him everywhere. Every time he has a start, you see it all over Twitter, all over every Instagram, everything. Just that it's just another Tarek Skubal start day, and he had fucking seven innings, 11 Ks, and maybe a run given up, maybe if they're lucky, but. I'm kind of on the side where I like Garrett Crochet and I like where the Red Sox are going, but I think Tarek Skubal is going to be the Cy Young winner when it's all said and done.
I do as well. So in terms of a mid-season Cy Young Award winner, I would give it to Tarek Skubal, and I also think he's going to finish the year as the Cy Young. And I don't know if he'll put up necessarily better stats than Crochet or deGrom. I think it's all going to be super, super similar. But the fact that the Tigers are the number 1 team in the American League is going to bode very, very well for him.
Definitely, man. All right, man. Let's hop into the National League. So this one's also very exciting. So to get into the I don't know about the odds, but I'll tell you the players. So we got Paul Skeens and Zach Wheeler, really just a 2-man race, I believe. But we got Christopher Sanchez, Logan Webb, and Ranger Suarez, which is cool. The Phillies have 3 dudes on the list, and it shows in their record. They're leading the NL East. Christopher Sanchez was quite heated. He was not selected as an All-Star, but that's baseball, baby. Mizorowski's that dude. Anyway, so getting into the players. For years, it has been Zach Wheeler and someone else, But now, I see that changing, baby. I see that changing to Paul Skeens, Zach Wheeler, and somebody else. So, I think Paul Skeens is gonna be he's gonna be sitting around the top for a long time, and we talked about that in our preseason discussions. He doesn't have fucking that many wins. He's 4-8, 2.01 ERA. 20 games started. Guys, we need Pirates hitters. We really need to get this guy some offense during his starts. He holds teams to less than 2 runs a game, and his offense scores about half a run a game. So it's pretty frustrating to see. It's DeGrom 2.0, It's what we've seen for years and years out of DeGrom and his offense, but Oh man, I love Skeens. I like Zach Wheeler though, just because his team, his offense, it's a much more rounded team. The Phillies are. They win baseball games. They get to the postseason. They can sign these big players to help them out and win. But as far as my mid-season king, I'm going with Paul Skeens.
And you know what's cool is these are our two Cy Young picks for the NL going into the season. I had Wheeler, you had Skeens. So this is pretty cool to see them competing with each other. My mid-season Cy Young, shockingly, would go to Zach Wheeler, though. Mainly because he's on a first-place team. And his strikeout numbers, dude, are insane. They have identical numbers innings pitched. I think Wheeler has one more, but he has like 23, 24 more strikeouts than Paul Skeens does at this point. The record, obviously, I don't take that into consideration at all, not even a little bit. I think one of the craziest stats I heard, though, was it was Paul Skeens and Mitch Keller have like 30-something combined quality starts, and in those quality starts, they only have a total of like 8 wins. Like, it's just insanity, dude. The fact that he even has 8 losses is crazy because that means, he's pitching 7, 8 innings a game and they can't put up like a run at least to get him like a no decision. Like that's just the craziest part. So, end of the year, dude, this could come down to either one of them. If I'm being honest with you, if Skeens can hold that ERA right there around the 2, he'll probably win it. But bro, if Wheeler lowers that ERA a little bit, dude, it is going to be a super, super close race. Skeens is the heavy favorite to win it right now. But the Wheeler is going to make it tight. I can promise you that.
100%.
All right, we'll get into the American League MVP race right now, and this is a 2-man race. As good as Tarek Skubal is, and as good as Crochet is and DeGrom, this is the 2-man race. It's between Cal Raleigh and Aaron Judge. Obviously, we know how I feel about this. I think Aaron Judge should unanimously be the MVP. But Cal Raleigh, dude, putting up 38 bombs in the first half as a catcher, it does deserve some hype, man. And it's going to get him some votes if he can keep this pace going. But looking at the numbers strictly, I mean, Aaron Judge has 2 more full WAR than he does as a right fielder compared to a catcher as well. And if Cal Raleigh was putting up platinum glove defense like he was last year, I would say he has a better argument, but he hasn't been. He's actually been slightly below average on his defense this year, which kind of hurts his MVP case. But I mean, 38 bombs, 82 RBIs at the All-Star break is just absolutely crazy.
Oh, 100%. And honestly, I agree with you 100% on picking Judge over Cal Raleigh. I love the home run ball. Women love the home run ball. No, but I think what Aaron Judge is doing is a little more well-rounded. I think what Cal Raleigh is doing is leading his team, who needs a leader. I think the Mariners kind of needed a guy to step up because Julio isn't really being that dude at the moment. And who else is on that team? Is it Randy? Yeah, Randy ain't really doing much for them at the moment either. So, they really needed a guy like Cal Raleigh to step up and fucking just go on an absolutely unbelievable video game style tear where he's almost has 40 home runs going into the break. But the Yankees are, winning games. They are winning more games than the Mariners, and I think Judge is doing it a little more all across the field as well. To reiterate what you were saying. Right now, I think I would probably give my vote to Cal Raleigh just because I hate the Yankees. I hate Judge, but Judge is so exciting to watch. He's so exciting to bet on. But yeah. I'll say Cal Raleigh just for the fun of it.
Yeah, you're a funny guy. 58 average for Aaron Judge, 465 OBP, 739 slugging. I mean, these are all stats that Raleigh is not even within like 100 points of. Like, that is the craziest part about it. So Cal Raleigh having 38 bombs is insane, but the fact that he's still 200 points back on OPS and 40 points back on OPS plus just shows you how elite Aaron Judge has been. Not to mention, Judge has been playing insane defense in right field this year, a well above average defender. It's nice seeing him back in right field. Center field was not for him. I'm really glad the Yankees finally got someone to stick out there with Grisham and Belly and Dominguez rotating out there. It's kind of nice seeing balls not drop in center field all the time.
Yeah, definitely not.
But yeah, what a fun race and an exciting first half that Cal Raleigh gave us. And on top of that, man, home run derby winner. I mean, just to add to the resume, there's going to be a lot of people who vote for Cal Raleigh at the end of the year. I really do think so. Because they don't want to give it to Judge. Some voter fatigue there, but also, man, I mean, doing this as a catcher, it's just that crazy. It truthfully is. So next up, we're going to go into our National League MVP race. I want this to be a close race. I really, really do. I just unfortunately don't think it's going to be, but it's going to come down to PCA versus Shohei Ohtani. And just to get strictly into the numbers, Ohtani, a 4.3 WAR at the break. He has 32 home runs. So stupid, bro. And he's doing it quietly, I feel like. I really do. 276 batting average, right around where he usually sits. I think he got it going at the end of last year and got up to like 290s. Um, Stolen base is only 12 for him this year, which is really unfortunate for me because I had a season long bet on that. Not looking good there. 382 OBP though, OPS plus of 174. But P. Crow Armstrong, man, take us through him.
Man, PCA, like you said earlier, just a ball hawk in the field. He has a 5.2 WAR, dog. A 5.2 WAR.
Yeah.
So in 373 ABs, we're looking at 99 hits. And hey, I know he hit 2 home runs yesterday. That was July 19th. So it's more than that now. He got 27 homers. He might even have hit one today. I don't know. Dude, I think he might have hit one today. I think.
He probably did, bro. He's a dog.
I'll quit sucking him off. So 265 average, 302 on base. So he is just getting on all sorts. But a 544 slugging, dude. He is just seeing the ball all over the place. And,
Absolutely.
in the field, he's all over the place. He is an absolute dog, and he's so exciting to watch. And he is only at 23.
Yeah, dude, PCA is insane. And he's going to get some votes at the end of the year because of not that his offensive stats aren't amazing. They are amazing. Like, they're just an insane first half. He is the best defender in baseball, though, and I don't really think it's that close. That's going to get him votes as well. And he also has 27 stolen bases. Unfortunately, Shohei Ohtani started pitching again, and in 5 games, granted, he's only thrown 9 innings. They're keeping it really limited for that first half, but he has a 1 ERA. He gave up a run in his first inning, and that's it. He has 10 strikeouts now, only 2 walks, only 5 hits given up. So Shohei Ohtani is going to start getting it going in the second half, probably pitching-wise too. Obviously, his offense is going to be crazy. He'll probably finish the year with close to 50 home runs yet again. Maybe PCA can go on a stupid run, though, home run-wise. He's at 27 now, so he's catching up to Ohtani there, but maybe he'll make it a little closer than I'm thinking it'll be. But, dude, even if he doesn't win it, shout out PCA for making it interesting and giving Ohtani a little bit of run for his money.
Oh, yeah, 100%, man. I think, it's been super exciting to watch Ohtani over the years, but I think it's time for PCA to start taking the crown, start doing some crazy things.
Absolutely, man. All right, so we're going to finish off this episode by going through a couple of end-of-year stats competitions with a few guys who are currently leading the league in stats. So we'll go to the NL for this first one, and I want to hear your take on this. It's Paul Skeens versus Zach Wheeler. Who's going to finish with the better earned run average? Skeens currently sits at a 2.01, Wheeler at a 2.36.
That's a good question. I kind of feel like the Pirates have a softer strength of schedule the remainder of the year, so I'm going to say Paul Skeens. Both these guys are going to put up great numbers, great ERAs, not give up a lot of runs over their next half of the starts, but it's going to be Paul Skeens, baby. He's just not going to get any run support. That's all it is.
Yep. I agree with that take. I do think Skeens is going to finish with a lower ERA. My main reason being is when the Pirates are officially eliminated and all that, even though they pretty much already are, they're just not going to let him go out there for 8 innings and stuff. They're just going to pull the plug after he gets 5-6 good ones and call it there, and that's actually going to really help out lower his ERA probably a ton. Not that he needs help, but I actually think Skeens is going to finish sub-2 this year. That's my projection. I think he's going to be like 1.8, 1.9. Don't get me wrong, Wheeler's going to finish like 2-2 probably and get second place in the Cy Young run again maybe, but that poor man. All right, next up we have Tarek Skubal versus Garrett Crochet. Who's going to finish with the most strikeouts?
Dude, we were just sucking off Skubal for winning the Cy Young, but I think it's going to be Crochet. I think Crochet is going to have more Ks when it's all said and done. Right now, he only has 7 more, which is like, if he's out for a game, Skubal can get that in his sleep in like 5 innings, maybe less, maybe 3. But I do think Crochet is going to continue his strikeout numbers, and I think Skubal. I think towards the end of the year, I think they'll want to keep. I think the Tigers are going to want to keep Skubal fresh, so they will think about taking him out because they have a. I don't know how big their lead is in the Central, but I know that they're not too worried about the other 3 teams behind the Guardians or whoever.
No, I completely agree with that. As long as the Tigers don't fall apart and lose their lead that they built up, I completely agree. I think that last month could be a lot of just get out there, get 5 or 6 for Scooball, get out of there, especially if they have a good division lead. Another thing, though, is if they're competing for that 1 seed and it gets close, they could run him out there more than you would think. So it's going to be really interesting. Crochet has 7 more Ks, and I think he's done it in one less start. So very impressive. But nonetheless, I think they're within like an inning of each other. So it's going to be super interesting. Either one of them can have one crazy game that will be the difference in the season. So I'm going to give it to Scooball. I'm going to give it to Scooball. I think he'll finish with more, but it's going to be super close. Next up, this one's super interesting. This is going to come down to the wire, I think, because Judge has been a little bit slower in the past month or so. His average has dipped down from the 400 level. He's only hitting 360 now. But who's going to finish the season with the most hits? And like you were saying earlier, man, Bo Bichette finds himself back into this conversation after a bad year. He's right back in it. So Judge, who has 125, he does have a hefty lead right now. But Jacob Wilson, 113. Trey Turner, 112. Bobby Witt, 112. And Bo Bichette, 11. You think Judge is going to end up finishing it off and lead it, or do you think someone's going to come past him?
As much as I hate to say this, and usually when I start the statement off with that, it's usually about a Yankees player. I do think Judge is going to keep his lead. This is usually the time where Judge starts to heat the fuck up, unfortunately, especially with the bombs. And when he's not hitting bombs, because he'll hit like a bomb in a single a game, and if he's not hitting a bomb, he'll hit like 3 doubles in the game. So, I'm going to say Judge is going to be the one that carries out with the most hits to finish the season. But dude, don't be surprised if Jacob Wilson is right on his ass, because he's been right on his ass the whole season. He doesn't like striking out. He doesn't like walking, but he likes getting on base. And how do you do that? By getting hits all the time. Very refreshing to see Trey Turner and Bo Bichette on this list. And then Bobby Witt, it's not surprising to see him, because Bobby Witt is like that five-tool athlete, and he's Bobby Witt Jr. He's going to be winning an MVP very soon.
Yeah, Bobby Witt is him. So I think Judge will finish with the highest average, but I don't think he'll finish with the most hits. I think Jacob Wilson's going to end up passing him, or Bo Bichette, actually. I think Bo's could pass him because of how hot the Blue Jays are, and they feed off that with each other. And Bo Bichette's done it 2 times already, so I can see him definitely doing it again. The reason I don't think Judge will do it is I think that last month of the season is going to be brutal, like it was during his 62 home run year, and he is going to see so many intentional walks. It's going to be just miserable to watch, to be honest with you. I hate it every year that it happens, but that last month of the season, everyone stopped pitching to him when everyone was trying to make a playoff push. And, when he was going for that 62 home run, he was getting like 1 at-bat a game and like 3 intentional walks. So I think something similar is going to happen, especially because of how close the American League East is, to where he's just going to start losing a ton of at-bats. So it's still, though, a lot of room to catch up for Bo Bichette. 14 hits it's a good amount to catch up, but if anyone can do it, it's probably him. I mean, any of these guys on the list could do it. Wilson, Turner, Witt, and Bichette, they've all proven themselves. Wilson is doing this as a rookie is crazy. But yeah, I think Bo Bichette, that's going to be my take. I think he's going to finish the league with the most hits. Next up, who's going to finish with the most RBIs? 82 for Cal Raleigh and 81 for Aaron Judge.
How about hot take? Not that hot of a take. Just being a casual, really. Give me fucking Seiya Suzuki. Just kidding. Yeah. Out of these two dudes, I would say give me Cal Raleigh, dude. Because like you said, I did forget that during that 62 home run season, it was just the most boring games of all time to watch the Judge ABs, because they were walking him so much. And if that is the case, and they're going to force the batters behind Judge to make some plays, then I kind of like Cal Raleigh's opportunity to hit, because he's really the only player. Well, I don't know, man. Now I feel like I could say that about Cal Raleigh, because he's the only player on the Mariners that could really hit. If if them dudes are performing the way they be performing. Man, I should have studied more for this test. I'm going to say Cal Raleigh finishes.
You're going to go with Cal Raleigh?
More RBI. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Judge on this one, only because he's a much more clutch hitter than Cal Raleigh, and I think he'll find himself in more clutch opportunities because people are going to pitch themselves into those opportunities. And Judge just always clutches up when he needs to, especially during the regular season. Cal Raleigh, I think he could definitely do it, but he has to keep the pace that he had in the first half to do it. Like, I think of it as Cal Raleigh just had maybe the greatest first half of a catcher of all time, and he's leading Judge by 1 RBI. That's just – and Aaron Judge is doing what Aaron Judge does. Like, it's just his approach is just that good. And he's actually been, ice cold for his standards last like month or so, hitting like 290, and he's just that good, man. And when Judge starts to heat up, I think he's gonna run away with the RBIs, to be honest with you. But boy, if Cal Raleigh finishes with this home run pace that he has, shit, give him the MVP at that point, because this is actually like crazy. If he can hit like 50 as a catcher, that is insane. Going to the very last one, who's going to finish the year with the most home runs? We got a 5-man race here. Al Schwarber has 30. He hit 2 more, I think, already since the All-Star break. So he's going off already. We have Eugenio Suarez, 31. He always has these crazy years, bro. It's just wild. He's like back to Reds Eugenio. Shohei Ohtani with 32. Aaron Judge, 35, and he's already hit 2 more since the break, I believe. Cal Raleigh, 38. Has Raleigh hit one since the breaks ended? I don't think he has yet.
He has not. Suarez did, though, last night.
Yeah, Suarez hit bomb, bro. Yeah.
Big bang. But anyways, yeah, dude, this list is very healthy, very juicy to see this many 30 plus home run hitters at the All-Star break, and they're just continuing to do what they do. As who finishes with the most, I would love to see Cal Raleigh finish with the most, and that's kind of been my theme throughout this episode, so I think I will keep it at Cal Raleigh. However, I've been hearing some rumors that Eugenio Suarez is looking like he might be on the Yankees very soon, unfortunately.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd love that.
Yeah, I bet you fucking would. But yeah, like Diamondbacks have been underperforming. Maybe the Yankees, I don't know what the Yankees got for us, but who knows. But yeah, if Eugenio gets traded to a team like the Yankees, I think he'll really profit from that being in the minor league park like that.
No, yeah, for sure. So this is actually crazy, man. I'm looking at this list and I created it. Since I made this list, bro, Eugenio Suarez has 4 home runs. So he sits at 35 right now, dog. 1 behind Aaron Judge at 36, 2 behind Raleigh. So 38, 35, 36, and Otani's at 34. So we have a serious race in the home run category. You want to hear what's cool, though? Sitting right outside that little edge, man, PCA with 26 and Seiya Suzuki with 26. Just right there with them. Hanging around, both have a chance at 40 home run years. It's going to be exciting, man. We're going to have a ton of 40 home run hitters this year, which is really cool, considering I know a lot of people are saying the ball seems dead this year, and you look at this and you wouldn't think it. So it's going to be super exciting, man. I think we're going to have 2 players maybe with 50-plus home runs this year, maybe 3. That's insane.
That's good for baseball. That's what we need.
All right, guys. So that is the end of the episode today for our Bullpen Banter podcast. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week. We'll have another exciting episode recapping the week in baseball, do a little trivia, and we will see you guys then.
Peace.